so I haven't had a simple feel-good video in a while. I think it's time to fix that.
Catchy tune that makes you wanna watch my video.
I found a couple stories that'll probably make you feel good. If not, you're probably just some heartless individual who's bitter about something horrible that happened to you in the past that was probably your fault anyway, but you still blame it on everybody else. It wasn't my fault, Nelson. Anyway, the point is that these stories will probably give you a fuzzy feeling on the inside. All except for Nelson. Jerk. Alright, on to the feel-good stories. I'm actually assuming that a lot of you have already seen this guy. His story went pretty viral. I actually found out about him a couple years ago, but I just kind of recently rediscovered him, and it's still super cool after all this time. The guy's name is Nick Vujicic. I think I'm saying that right, but I'm not quite sure. He's a motivational speaker. Taking a quick look at this guy, you notice a few things right away. He seems like one of those guys that has a smile that when you see it, you can't help but smile no matter what kind of mood you're in. I love those people. But taking another look at him makes you realize how amazing this guy really is. He goes around the world encouraging people, letting them know that they're not worthless, that they can do anything they set their mind to, that when they fall down, they need to get right back up, blah blah blah, you know, all that cheesy motivational stuff. In his words, he loves living life and is happy. He enjoys fishing, swimming, golfing, and a lot of other really normal things. However, he does all this without any arms or legs. Yeah, he was born that way. He does all the normal things that you or I would do every day. Brush his teeth, shave, comb his hair, all that stuff. Please, if you haven't seen one of this guy's videos, check him out. There are tons of them here on YouTube, just do a search. It really kind of puts things in perspective. No matter how bad you have it, this guy can be happy and inspirational. What's our excuse? Why can't we? Feel-good story number 2 is about a kid in a wheelchair. But not just any kid in a wheelchair. I guess it wouldn't be much of a feel-good story if I just showed you a picture of a kid in a wheelchair and said, "Feel good!" So this kid, the one in the wheelchair, he doesn't sit in his wheelchair. He's not in his wheelchair. He is on his wheelchair. He rides his wheelchair. If a wheelchair could be like a skateboard, screw you dude, this kid's wheelchair is like a skateboard. Alright, I think I've made my point. When most people would have just accepted the fact that they're not hardcore enough to pull an awesome run through a skate park, this kid comes up and says, "I don't need use of my legs to be awesome." This is another one of those stories that I saw a while back and was awesome then, but still awesome now. But what happened recently is that he nailed the first double backflip in a wheelchair ever. Yes, a double backflip in a wheelchair. Check it out.
Just like any other new tricks that you're doing on a machine that it wasn't designed for, dude had some issues at first. Ouch. But after persistence and a few more tries, that magical moment came.
How cool is that? He just gave the finger to every single person who has ever looked down on him for being in a wheelchair. Because 99% of those people will never do anything half as cool as what you just saw. So there they are, a couple of feel-good stories. And if you just listened to both of those stories and didn't have at least one, that's cool, moment, there must be something like a pit of darkness where your heart would normally go. Just saying. One more thing I'd really quickly like to talk about. I've been really involved with inline skating my whole life. When I was younger, it was speed skating. And that's where this kid comes in. Here you see him at a car wash he was putting on to raise money for his trip to Worlds. See, he made it to the World team, which means he gets to represent the USA at the World Championships, which this year is being held in Colombia. Problem is, he lives right here in the good old US of A, right here in Atlanta. I guess what I'm saying is that I think it would be really cool, and I know that he would really appreciate it, if any of y'all would donate to help him out. I mean, kid's only 17 years old. He can't come up with that kind of cash on his own. So like I said, if there's anybody in the Empire that would like to help out, you can click right here or down in my thingy. It links to a page that'll tell you a little bit about him and a few of his achievements, and you can decide from there if you want to give anything. By the way, anybody watching this in the future, hello from past me. You may want to check out present me too. Just saying. But also, the donation website that they have set up closes on the 30th, so if it's past then, you don't even need to worry about it. I feel kind of weird asking for money, but since it's not for me and it's going to help this kid represent our country, it's a good cause. I'm just trying to help out, you know? And if you can't donate, don't feel bad. Nobody hates you for it. Or do we? No, we don't. We really don't. Comment question. What sports did you play when you were younger, or do you play now? And what sport would you play if you could play any sport and you were automatically good enough to go to the World Championships? But that's going to be it for me today. Thank you for watching, Empire. Cliche YouTube phrase. Comment, rate, subscribe.